I have to say before we get started that IKEA is the trademark of the IKEA group, and no IKEA products were harmed during the making of this presentation. It's very serious. Picture with me, if you will, when you were that young, new professional just starting out with your first job in your first apartment. Oh, if we could tell her a thing or two, well, on second thought, we might scare her, so we better hold off. So you need furniture for your apartment. What do? It's kind of a rite of passage to go to IKEA. When you get to IKEA, trust me when I say you want to grab a map, because otherwise you'd have to leave breadcrumbs. So you go through the store, you pick out what you want, you go to the warehouse, you get it off the shelf, then you go check out, and then good luck getting it in your car. All right? But the real magic happens when you get home, when you start putting it together. Here's the hard truth. Nobody's going to put together that IKEA furniture for you, and it doesn't put itself together. And along those same lines, HR, no one's just going to give you your seat at the table. You must build it. Now, I know the instructions, they can be quite confusing. Take the Z part and the S55 and some glue, whatever. Here's what you have to do. You need to focus in on the important things. Your business customers will tell you what they need from you by what they're saying and what they're doing. Can we all just agree right here and now to stop it with the HR lingo? You need to learn to speak their language. How do you do that? Well, you get another tool in your tool belt and you learn how to speak the business strategy. When the HR strategy is built on the business strategy, we become business people who just happen to do HR. And when you can show that HR is having a positive impact on the bottom line, we're no longer viewed as just overhead. We are a strategic business investment. So I hate to take it down a notch and tell you this, but here's the hard truth. You will fail. As Brené Brown says, and you know she's my BFF, she just doesn't realize it yet. As she says, it's real easy for those in the cheap seats to criticize the people who are in the arena getting their butt kicked. And as HR, what do? A lot of times we get our butts kicked and we fail. But here's what you have to do. You jump back up and you come at it from a different strategy. We're HR, we do that. You have to learn from your mistakes and move on. It's called growth. So here's my question for you. Who is it that's supporting you? Who is it that's back in that same arena who's cheering you on? How do you do on networking events? Do you have mentors, a board of advisors? Because those will be the people who will pick you back up. They're the people that you'll learn from, lean on, grow with, and go to happy hour with. So one more question for you. How is HR talked about at your organization? When the leaders talk about going to see HR, do they say, I'm going to do battle? When you hear that, the first thing you need to do is stop right then and there and think, is there any truth in that statement? Am I doing anything to contribute to that? Then you have to redirect the dialogue. You have to change the narrative. Position HR as a strategic business function. How do you do that? It's simple, guys. Be real. Trust people. We're HR. We're pretty awesome, right? So I know there are times when it gets stressful in an organization and it seems like HR is the easy function to pick on. When that happens, you need to redirect the dialogue and ensure that everyone is aligned on your human capital strategy, which should be business owned. When you yourself feel like banging your head against the wall and you don't know what to do, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take out that career map that you have, look back on your career. Look at all that you've accomplished. Look at all that you've done, where you've come from. Remind yourself of where you're going. Keep focused on your goals. And most of all, remember why you're trying to get there. Know your purpose. You know, here's the thing. If you've done all those things and you still aren't a strategic partner to the business, maybe it's time to pack up that chair and move it to a different table. Mark Efron says it's a very risky strategy to outsource your performance and your success to your employer. So, now that we have the instructions and we have the tools, who's ready to build their seat at the table?